first bonus episode for Three Gossip Girls pod. I'm Liz.
And I'm Michelle.
You guys know, tonight we're discussing the Retrospective Special. So sweet.
It was really sweet.
It made me miss it a little.
It looks like it was shown before the finale.
It had to have been because they're talking about, just find out, next week who Gossip Girl is. So whatever. It was still cute. I think I would have liked it if obviously it was a little bit more juicier and after like the reveal of Gossip Girl. But, beggars can't be choosers, right?
I agree with you. I think that would have been fun to hear maybe a little bit more behind the scenes of the inspiration of why they chose who they chose, right?
Mm-hmm.
But this was really sweet and well put together for 30 minutes.
I agree. Yeah, it was just nice to see all of the characters coming back and being interviewed and being like happy but sad at the same time to be like going on to the next chapter. But like happy for each other. Like they seemed like they really all bonded, and throughout the 6 years, I mean, Chase said that people were envious of their cast, like they had a good relationship. So I feel like that makes me love the show more,
Oh, for sure. And the fact that they said they had the best crew around, which makes me feel really good. And I love hearing Josh and Stephanie speak about the inspiration and how Josh didn't actually want to do another teen drama, which we talk about this all the time. We got into it last week.
And it's not a teen drama.
Right. It feels much different than a teen drama. And then Stephanie, she said she wanted this show to feel like a magazine. So you open it and you know what's the next trend, which restaurant to hit up in New York City, what music to listen to. And I was like, this is perfect. This is a great outlook and truly a love letter to New York City.
It really was. And it was really just specialty, I'm sure, for the cast to be a part of something so big like that. And as they said, they did film in the city. So how amazing is that for you to get not backdrops, but actual hotels and restaurants and all like the things that you could make trendy. And they did. I mean, people to this day, we were just there. We just went to the Met Steps. We just went to the Empire Hotel. Like, we did those things, and people still do this to this day. They want to live that Gossip Girl experience. And that's just really incredible that because of this show, so many people have like a love for New York, even if you've never lived there. So it's special.
Yeah, it's kind of our generation Sex and the City.
Exactly.
In a way, right? More exaggerated, but it came off when Sex and the City ended. So it's like, okay, this is now a new perspective on New York City through these kids' eyes. It was really good. And I always love things like this because it just makes you appreciate the show and look at it in a different light. And also when you see the actors and their rapport, it makes you like the show more, and you like the actors, right? Like if you like the actor, you like the show. And we would talk about this too. Like, okay, we know we like this person. Like we love Leighton and Padge and Chase. It was just the storylines after a while. We're like, okay, we can't do this anymore.
And I'm sure, as we have also discussed, the actors were like, okay, we're doing this again. They just show up to work. Maybe they get their lines weeks before, maybe they don't. And they just are just, it is what it is. This is what I'm doing for the remainder of my time on the show. And it was rough for us towards the end. And as we wished they would have ended a little bit sooner, for the fans, they didn't. They wanted more. And I can understand that.
Yeah. Especially it was interesting hearing Chase and Padge talk about their experiences on Gossip Girl on Pod Crushed.
Yeah.
Did you listen to that episode yet?
No, I haven't gotten to it yet.
And the anxiety they went through and were you checking your teeth?
I was like, just looked like I had like a bigger gap than normal. They're good.
I love it. But them talking about how anxious they felt, and because of all the paparazzi and the fans and the typecasting, like I can't imagine. I cannot imagine. Even what they showed in this special of just the screaming people, like Michelle Trachtenberg saying people were touching her hair.
They wanted to pet her. Yeah.
I don't like that.
Yeah, I don't think that would fly necessarily today.
Yeah.
Maybe more so in 2012. And it's even funny just seeing the lens of 2012 as opposed to 2020. You know, seeing Stephanie and Josh, and even they've grown so much as individuals and as a team and, you know, creators. But we kind of were still going back to 2012. So it was really innocent then, I guess.
Yeah.
Just reminiscent. And like the whole thing was a retrospective special. And I feel like on retrospect, I am now able to gather my opinions better than I did last week. And it does make me feel, I mean, I'm happy that we've completed another show. I'm sad that we've completed another show. It was such a fun ride. Even these last 10 episodes, it was still like fun to chat about it with you and see what's going to happen each week, because for me it was new and for you it was new. So that made it fun and different. And overall, I think I watched the finale again because I felt like I wanted to. And I watched it late last night. Yeah, go ahead.
No. I'm so glad you brought that up because I wanted to hear your feelings on it a week later.
Yes. So I didn't really think about it after we watched. And then Michelle was like, I was editing the episode and I just was like, we're all over the place. We're hot, we're sweaty, we're sticky, we're annoyed, we're pissed off, like, you know, all the things. And she's like, and I'm not like necessarily, not that we weren't proud of the episode, but we just felt like it was a little bit of not your normal cup of tea for Gossip Girl, like 3 Gossip Girls. So I feel I am able to like collect my thoughts now, and it didn't trigger me. And I feel better about the way they put everything together. This is what they wanted in the end. I mean, from day one already, I knew that it was Dan as Gossip Girl. So to me, it was fun to see the unravel of that and how he finally got there. And I did like it. I did like it more. I laughed again at the parts that I laughed at the first time because I still was like, oh, that's cute, that's witty, that's smart. And while I still in my heart feel Dan is not a good person, it all makes sense to me, and I'm happy with the ending.
I agree. I didn't rewatch it, but just from that episode last week, I redid 3 times, and yeah.
Trooper.
I just personally, and we're transparent with you, I wasn't happy with a lot of things about it. Needless to say, I heard our recap and took me back to that episode. So I really am happy with the ending. I am happy who Gossip Girl is. And I also agree with you. A week later, Padge, I believe, is not a good person.
Exactly.
But, while I am sad this is over because all endings are a bit sad, I'm proud of us. And I'm actually, it's funny. I was Googling something today about Gossip Girl and I was hesitant. I was like, oh my God, I don't want any spoilers. It's like One Tree Hill all over again.
Yes.
Where you're like, nothing, I don't want to see anything. But it's like everything is out. Yes. Everything is out in the open now, which is like a whole free new world. But we need to go on a Gossip Girl tour, like a legit one.
Definitely. I know we need to do that. Totally should. We should make it a Betty trip and get as many listeners as we possibly can to join us. That would be so fun.
Yeah.
But we're so close, we might as well. There's no excuse not for not to do it at this point. Like, we'll just do it. So I look forward to doing that now that we've completed everything and you know everything there is to know about Gossip Girl. And watching the retrospective special, it was sweet to see like photos and scenes from season 1, from season 2, you know, and when they were so young, and now you know where they end up. So you're like, oh, look at those babies, and you're proud of, like, I'm super proud of Nate. At the end of the day, I'm proud of Chuck and Blair, and I guess I'm proud of Dan's situation, not the person that he is, but the fact that he got himself to that point. And I'm still saddened by the Serena. I really am. And even Josh and Stephanie were like, we can't, Serena was the one who, did she find fulfillment? It's like, well, did she? Because we're still left without answers there.
Well, when they said that, because they're like, stay tuned, did Serena find fulfillment? So it's like her fulfillment, guess, was love.
Which, same. Like, I feel fulfilled having love, and I know you feel the same way too. But I'm a different I'm still my own person.
I know. Why this doesn't sit right with me. I don't know why I can't get past this.
Yeah, me too.
I wanted more for her. And I think, like we've talked about, every season we saw her trying to find herself. And I guess she was just trying to find true love, I guess.
Right. And I guess at that point, it was like right under her nose the entire time because she had it in the first season.
Yeah.
And it just took her, several 5-6 years to get back to that person. And at the end of the day, they're different people, though. Actually, I shouldn't say that. Serena is the same, right? From day 1 to episode 10 of season 6, I feel she is the same. As much as she said she wanted to grow, she wanted to move on. I mean, guys, again, broken record. I know you don't want to hear it. But I still love her and I still appreciate her as a character because she is that person that you can always lean on to be like, well, that's, there's Serena. She lets things go and she just wants happiness at the end of the day, like we all do. But Dan,
no,
you're not the same person. So you stepping at the altar with her at the end, I don't know. It's like, who has the power here now? It always was Serena, but it never was actually Serena.
Right.
And I don't really like that. Not that, like, it should be equal, is what I mean. Not that, like, one should have the power over the other. But it's like Dan had said, well, I'll never be in that world because I'm not going to be powerful. And then he became powerful and stayed powerful. And Serena kind of just, like, went and bowed down to it. And whatever. I can't at that point, it is what it is. It is,
yeah, and
the finale's over.
It's true. And I think maybe we're a selective few who feel that way and view it that way.
Yeah.
I'm very curious. And people have, besides, like, in an all joking matter, and I know we've discussed this with Will and we have like our Sag army, but truly, do you feel, and I'm asking this to our listeners, that Serena kind of took a seat and Padge is the one with the power? Or do you feel 5 years later they get married and it's equal now and they're both in this power, as I use quote unquote power?
Power, it's not right.
I just and are you happy with Serena and her fulfillment was true love? Did other people want more for her, or we just on this?
Right, are we just being like that critical about it?
Yeah. And we're two people, like you said, who have true love, as we believe, in love, happy partners, healthy relationships. So, but yet, there is more to life as well.
Absolutely. And I wish we found out what the little bit more to life was for her.
Would that be your question for Stephanie and Josh? And
yes, I would like to know actually, what is Serena doing? And did you feel in your heart of hearts that Sag was OTP?
Did you like the part where Josh said on Twitter he would have the dare versus chair?
The dare versus chair. Yeah, because, and it's still to this day like that. I go back and I look at old posts and old message boards and even old Twitter comments. Like, people still to this day fight over that, which I think is hysterical. And shows a lot that people are so passionate about this show that they are still tooth and nail. Like, no, it's like, Team Edward, Team Jacob. It's like that type of fandom that you'll never break through to someone who is completely I'm chair. They might see the toxicity in it, and I hope that they do, especially if they are around our age when this started. And maybe and there's some and like watching the clips of them again, I was like, "Aw, actually, okay, yeah, chair. Remember that scene at the train station? Remember when they first said I love you?" Like, those scenes are so epic to this show because people are such big chair stans. And I guess I'm, at the end of the day, more of a chair stan than I'll ever be a Sag stan. So.
Oh, same. I mean, we said it last week, chair over Sag any day of the week. But it's funny, those chair scenes, what's being said is just like the same thing. It's the same line, though, every season.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You'd be better off without me. No, you wouldn't.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be with you, not now. It's like, wow, it's unbelievable. But yeah, chair definitely over Sag for sure. And when we were watching, and because I wasn't realizing, that these forums and threads existed, I truly thought we were just like really on a pair thing. I thought this was only something we were about. I had no idea there were Dare people.
There are people, because they make it such a heavy point of that season 5 that they're a couple, and we were shipping it.
Yeah.
So I imagine other people at the time were too. And people who go back and rewatch and look at it again, they're like, wait. And then I see it on Twitter, like, oh, actually was pair, our pair, the relationship to beat in this show. And I'm like, oh, at a time it really was. I would have been happy if they ended up together.
Me too.
I still feel it. I would be happy if they ended up together. But I am happy for Blair and Chuck.
Yeah, I think if the storyline changed at some point where we just stayed on a pair, train and chair really dissolved. Like, we didn't go back and forth and then they ended up together. It would have to be like pair made sense and kept going.
Yeah, and I would have liked it better, obviously, if Dan wasn't a dick.
Well, yeah.
He was tiny bit less of a dick while he was with Blair. But then again, as we've talked about, like, Blair respected him because he became a dick. Because he became something. So she was like, oh, actually, you are on my level here.
Yeah.
So there's something to be said about that. But if at the end of the day he wasn't a dick, and I would have been happy with pair together.
I agree to that. Yeah. I definitely agree to that.
Yeah. But overall, it was a really sweet special. If you have never seen it, or if it's been a while, I would go back. It's at the end of your season 6 on HBO Max, which HBO Max is getting on my last nerve lately.
Did it work for you tonight? Because it was fine for me.
It was fine. It was fine tonight, but me trying to watch the finale episode the other night, it just was freezing. So, but this is, we'll still be here. We'll still be around. If you guys are rewatching this show and you've just found our podcast, we're at 3gossipgirlspod@gmail.com. If you want to send us an email in the future, in the past, wherever you are here, we'll be here for your Gossip Girl thoughts. And we've loved this journey, even though we've complained. We still have loved it, and it was, as I've always said, a wild ride. And I'm just really proud.
Yeah, me too. I am very proud. Would you rewatch the show after watching tonight's episode?
Would I go back to like the beginning? If someone was to lock me in a room and told me you only have Gossip Girl and, like, let's just say Riverdale to watch, right? I guess I would go back and rewatch Gossip Girl. Just because we came off of it, and now I'm like, okay, now I know where everyone ends up. Let's go back to the beginning. But if I have a lot of other choices, no, this is not going to be my first choice. But Michelle and I said, well, we'd go back and watch season 4 just to go reminisce about the good old days, the only good days of the podcast and show.
I agree with your answer. Gossip Girl over Riverdale any day.
Any day, yeah. I'm sure we'll have a few more of these, so stay tuned if this is your content. If not, and you want to, join us for something else, we do have a Friday Night Lights podcast, Talking Texas Forever. And come the fall, we'll have a brand new baby, so just stay tuned. If you're interested in this, you might be interested in that. I'm just saying. All right. XOXO. We love you guys. Thanks so much.
Bye.
Thank you so much for listening to 3 Gossip Girls Podcast. You can email us at 3gossipgirlspod@gmail.com. Or if you want to follow this show and all of our others, you can head over to Instagram at Total Betty Podcast Network.
This has been a Total Betty podcast, produced and edited by Michelle Rubenstein and Alyssa Tenio, music by Anthony Vacora.